Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakaha Kodash. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect and all the brothers pushing this work in sincerity and in truth. This is Brother Thamayan from GMS Toronto coming at you with another video. So, this video I'm going to be talking about the kiss of shame, right? This video is going to be named or titled Ritual That's Being Performed in Today's Society right before our very eyes. Something along that line, right? So this is the osculum infame, right? Which is the name of a witch supposed ritual, a greeting upon the meeting with the devil, right? It says here the name means the shameful kiss or a kiss of shame, since it involved kissing the devil's anus, right? His other mouth. And you can go, like you can go into more of the, because I think through that, I think Aleister Crowley did say something about the highest level of witchcraft is through a little boy's anus, right? So that's a ritual that you see today. Okay, so let me go a little bit more into this. According to folklore, it was this kiss that allowed the devil to seduce women, right? And this is performed on the witch's Sabbath, right? This is the kiss of shame, right? During the years of the witch hunt. So they pretty much confess to this, right? Let me drop down to the second paragraph when it says, according to the allegation, witches would give the kiss of shame at the beginning of the Sabbath, right? And when's their Sabbath? So-called Halloween, Samhain, right? You people have your children doing all manner of foolishness, dressing up in costumes, not knowing that these rituals are being performed and sacrificed. After the devil had read the name of his followers, they would approach him by crawling and walking backwards. And you see this also in Breaking Bad when those two twins, right? They were pretty much crawling on their knees, right? So like, yeah, that's just you pretty much what's the word I'm looking for? The Nigerians do it whenever they meet an elder. Prostate, yep, prostate, right? It's pretty much you giving veneration or being submissive to that deity. Turn, bow, and kiss his posterior. It was believed that the kiss was required for a new witch to be initiated, and the kiss was followed by feasting, right? I'll get back to this right here, a new witch being initiated, because this rapper right here, Sukihana, you know, Sukihana, this rapper, so-called rapper, which is a witch, right? She's like, you saw what I just type in, right? And it says a new witch being initiated, right? This chick has a song called Eat It, or Eating, right? And guess what she's talking about, right? Damn, lyrics are pretty disgusting, but all she's talking about is, see right here? Now I'm eating his, you know what it is, eating a nigga, that's a chorus, right? So that's pretty much a kiss of shame. And the reason why she's doing all of this, right? She has a song called Eating Someone's Rear End, is because she's a witch, and this is the ritual she's pretty much playing out before our very eyes, right? And guess what? All of her followers, which are her nymphs, if you want to take it all the way deeper when it comes to these other gods, because she is a god, right? Small g, and she's also an idol, and she's being set up to corrupt the rest of these children of this generation, right? Because back in the day they had Lil Kim. She's a product of Lil Kim, right? And now she's gonna have her own Samaritans following after her, her own disciples, right? And that's what's being pushed in this society. This ritual of the kiss of shame, right? The kiss of shame is being played out right before our very eyes, because this is a new witch, Sukihana, right? That's being initiated, right? There a couple of years ago, I saw a video of her pretty much saying how she sold her soul or whatever, and she's out here crying, saying she shouldn't have made that deal and all that kind of stuff. So, now she's got her just due. Now I guess she's happy with whatever they're telling her to do, right? The coochie, the good coochie. You can't make this up, man. This is another witch that's on the come up, that's being initiated, right? She has a song called, I don't, to be honest with you, I had to, I work with a bunch of youngins, so they're saying, well, she's pretty funny, but there's nothing funny about this idiot, right? That's the route that they've taken, right? In order to acquire fame, they have to perform certain rituals in order for them to make it in this demonic industry, right? So back to the osculum infame, right? The kiss of shame. What they said here, right? And this is from the witch's mouth, and like they when they were on trial, they admitted to all these things, right? But let me get back to it. It was believed that the kiss was required for a new witch to be initiated, and the kiss was followed by feasting. Sometimes witches kissed not only the devil's fundament, but lower ranking demons, right? So they're looking at these men as lower ranking demons. So that's why they perform the kiss of shame on these men by degrading these men, right? Because to a witch, that's nothing. That's the least of their problems. And a couple of years ago, she had a video talking about, of her in the hospital room about to do an abortion, saying, she's gonna abort this guy's child because he's a piece of shit. But you got pregnant for him, right? But now we know what ritual she was being played out again. So this chick has been coming up, right? Now she got an initiation. She has a video um, in England. I think a couple of weeks ago, she landed in England, and she was talking about how oh, I'm in England now. I'm looking for some ass to eat or some shit like that. And then these Edomites are looking at her like, yo, what's wrong with this chick? What's going on with this woman? They're just looking at her, astonished, like, who talks like this, right? Generally considered to be an act of homage or respect, you know. Says that the Berwick witch trials of Scotland in the 16th century held that the kiss was an act of penance issued from the devil, right? This is all the demons that these people are dealing with, and you're seeing it right now because people are looking at witches like, oh, it's these people dressing all black, they're doing this and doing that in the woods with their cauldron and their what do you call it again, and their crystal ball. But no, your lower luminaries, your celebrities are all witches and warlocks. And seeing that they tarried over long, he at their coming and joined them all to penance, which was that should be kissed, his buttocks, that they should kiss his buttocks in sign of duty to him, which being put over the pulpit bare, everyone did as he sojourned them, right? So that's the kiss of shame that these women of this society, which are witches, right, perform, and they all talk about it in their songs. You know, so Sukihana is the one that was being initiated. That's why she's making these songs about eating people's bums and all that stuff, right? And when it was time for Omarion to be initiated, and that other girl, that Janae Aiko, Janae, is it Janae Aiko? Who made the song with Omarion? Grocery. Yep. um, where's the grocery line? And then that was the name or title that was given to to that act. Lo and behold, that it was the kiss of shame that they were talking about, right? And Janae Aiko was a top high level witch, you know. Um, where's this chick's line? Got my girl in section. Whatever. Who cares? Oh yeah, there it is. But he gotta eat the booty like groceries, right? So that's the kiss of shame. And Trick Daddy was out here promoting that Eat a Booty Tuesday, right? So this is what Jake is really into, man. Eat a booty, eat a booty gang, eat a booty Tuesday, right? Trick Daddy, Slovakia, right? Trick Daddy doubles down on eat a booty gang remarks, right? These are grown men. 2014, this guy was pushing this, and it never went away. And it's 2023, it's 9 years after. A whole generation came up under this guy talking crap, right? But it was that initiation that Jake are involved in, man. Guess who these niggas are? These are the same guys that was in Numbers 22, KJV, Baal, right? Numbers 22, and the children of Israel, right, set forward and pitched it, Salakia, in the plain of Moab. So that's the god of the Moabites, right? That they were cursed with. And on the side, on this side, Jordan by Jericho, and Balak, the son of Zippor, saw all the Israel that had done to the Amorites, right? And Moab was so afraid of the people because they were very many, and Moab was distressed because of the children of Israel. And guess what he did? Guess what that king did? And Moab said unto the elders of Midian, now shall this company lick up all that are around about, right, as the ox licketh up the grass of the field. And Balak, the son of Zippor, was king of the Moabites at the time, right? So he sent the Balaam to curse the children of Israel, right? And what he did, right? You can read the whole story here, right? What he did, he introduced the children of Israel to the God of the opening, or the Lord of opening. Hadad Baal, or Baal Peor, was the god of fertility or reproduction, childbirth, as well as the god of rain and storms. Right? This is certain. This is like there is a certain logic to have the same deity rule over fertility as well as rain. Rain, since the rain ensures the fertility and survival of plant and animal species. Right? Okay. Baal, right. So this is who is Baal in the Bible? Baal, pure Lord of the opening, a power of the Moabites. Right? Behold, you trust in deception who to avail. Let me see. No, I'm not looking for that. Who is Baal? Before we explore. Okay, Baal was the title of God worship in the ancient Canaan and Phoenicia. The worship of Baal penetrated the Israelite way of life. I'm not going to use that Jewish word. During the period of the Judges, right? Judges 3, that got us in slavery. Became common in Israel during the time of Ahab, right? And all the priests of Baal. So all of these people that you see now back in these practices, they're the ones back then, the 2/3 niggas, right? You have Trick Daddy, you have um, even a couple of days ago, this Instagram model came out saying that ASAP Rocky and Lil Baby, this is what they like, right? So you can't make this up, man. Right? So these niggas were all back then doing the same thing into the Baal worship, right? Baal is a Canaanite Phoenician deity, a son of the chief of God El, with that means Allah. An artistic depiction of archaeological finds, Baal took the shape of a form, so like of a bull or a ram, and had associations with fertility. Um, and when you go into this practice, it's really disgusting. Bodily fluid was involved in this. I think, yeah, bodily fluid. Let me see if that comes up. Um, found something one time, but I was still trying to find it, but hopefully it shows up. But this is what Baal looks like. Obviously, this is not cause or quaz. This is it looks like a Jake or a person of color. Some of them even look like the Moabites, man, because it's from the Moabite god. It's a Moabite god. So you see, and it has the flat nose also, but the chinky face, right? But let's get into Amos 2:7. This is Amos 2:7. It says here that pant after the dust of the earth on the head of the poor, and turn aside the way of the meek. And a man and his father will go into the same maid, right, to profane my holy name. That was part of the Baal practice, okay? Because you go into the temple and you go into orgies, right? Men and women together, men with men, right? Women doesn't really matter, and they lay themselves down upon clothes laid to pledge by every altar, and they drink the wine of the condemned in the house of their power of their God, right? Yet I destroyed the Amorite before them. So this is what the Lord did for us, and we still went back and and betrayed him by worshiping other gods, whose height was like the height of the cedars, and he was strong as the oaks. Yet I destroyed his fruit from above and his roots from beneath. All right, so the Baal, um, the Baal worship also goes into children sacrifice. So these are all ritual that's being played out, right? Nah, I read that just now. Baal worship ritual. Let's see what comes up. Let Ooh, designated. So it's obviously a fertility god, right? Um, it says here the tablet, although closely attached to worship of Baal at his local temple, probably present Canaanite beliefs. Generally, fertility was envis- envisaged in terms of 7 years cycle. In the mythology of Canaan, Baal, the god of life and fertility, locked in a mortal combat with Moth, the god of death and sterility. So it's the opposite. I'll get back to that god Moth or Mot. If Baal triumphed, a 7 year cycle of fertility would ensue. But if he were vanquished by Mot, 7 years of drought and famine. So all praises to Yahweh Bahasham Yahushua. It had nothing to do with these fake ass gods. It had everything to do with Yahweh Bahasham Yahushua. But these other nations don't have that knowledge of Yahweh Bahasham Yahushua, so they have to give it to whatever they think is responsible for hard times that they catch as a nation, right? Um, mm, give a shit about the myths of Baal, but whatever. Um, I'm looking for your ritual, but it's like it's all over the place. You have to really like um, highlight some of these things. Here it is. Here has a child in his hand, right? Yahweh Bahal. Baal. Too much information, but it has the child in his hand right here. Meaning what? Human sacrifice, right? And it all goes back to abortion, you know? All goes back to abortion. And Sukihana was literally performing two rituals before our eyes, right? She pretty much sacrificed her children, and she's also into this practice of the osculum infame, right? So let's get some scriptures on. What did I pull up this morning? I know we're doing some research. Scriptures. Yeah, on witches. On witchcraft. I think that's what I pulled up today. On witchcraft, yep. Leviticus 19 and 31. Regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. I am the Lord your power, which is Yahweh, right? So Sukihana and these lower level luminaries that are being pushed on our children, really, or adolescents, they go to people that seek familiar spirits because they're pretty much in that plane, right? And they want to be the ones too for you to go to seek familiar spirit because she's a new initiated witch, so we're commanded not to even go to these people or even be around them. But our people have joined on to them. Exodus 22 and 18, thou shalt not suffer a witch to live, right? And that's why in the lake of fire, all these things are going to be burnt up because, this place is full of witchcraft, and majority of the people that we see right now are witches, and they're performing, even the ones that don't know that they're witches, they're still performing these acts, right? To Deuteronomy 18 and 9. When thou art come into a land which the Lord thy power giveth thee Thou shalt not learn to do after the abominations of those nations, right? And this was in the scriptures for a reason, because even with these laws, statutes, and commandments, when we came into the land of the Moabites and Balaam came to put curse on us, what happened? 2/3 of our people, they fell for the trick bag, right? And they were introduced to something new, and it made them feel good to the flesh, and then they concur, and they partook in the rituals which they weren't supposed to, right? There shall not be found any among you anyone that maketh his son or daughter to pass through the fire, because these other gods, that's what they require, right? Your sons and your daughters to pass through the fire. And now we're seeing that played out in this society as an abortion, right? And they have all kind of rights protecting them. But the Lord, it's against our scripture, it's against the Lord, it's against spiritual morality. Um, or that useth divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter, or so like with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. All these things are against the laws and statutes and commandments of the Lord. And our people are knee deep into everything that I just read here. For all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord. And because of these abomination of the Slakia, these abomination, the Lord thy power doth bring them out from before thee. Leviticus 20 and 27. A man shall also, a man also or woman that hath a familiar spirit, meaning, or that is a wizard, right? And everyone that you see that's in the entertainment industry, you're looking at wizards and witches and warlocks, right? Without even knowing that's what these people are into. Because you have to be a part of that cult or family to be a part of that industry. And people always call us a cult and call us all kind of names. But these people out here, which are committing all manner of abominable acts, just because they make you feel some kind of way in the flesh, because they make good music, or they might make a stupid ass movie that you people might hold in hold in esteem, right? And you have them on some kind of pedestal because they're good at performing certain arts, right? You ignore the fact that they're wizards and warlocks, and you look up to them, you love them, you show them love, you show them veneration, you respect them. But the men that are telling you that these people are doing these things, and you as an Israelite shouldn't be involved in these things, guess what we get? Death threats, right? We get scoffers. But surely be put to death. They shall stone them with stones, their blood shall be upon them. So Sukihana, ASAP Rocky, ASAP Ferg, Jay-Z, Rihanna, Russell Simmons, Quincy Jones, Michael Jackson, Prince, all the greats, Chris Brown, Bow Wow, Jermaine Dupri, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre. I can go on and on, man. Eminem, Motley Crue, right? Ozzy Osbourne, the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, right? Chuck Berry, Elvis Presley, Lisa Marie Presley, right? Anyone in this industry, I can call their name, and they're all involved in these things, man. When you look at their album covers from the 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, right? And the soul, this is Leviticus 20 and 6, and the soul that turneth away, so like turn it after such as have familiar spirits, after wizards, to go a whoring after them, I will set my face against that soul and will cut them off from among his people. So all these entertainers that you see and the people that's controlling them, right? All of them are going to be partaken in the lake of fire, right? because all those rituals come with some really sick practices, man. Right? And what they're showing you is just the tip of the iceberg. A couple of years ago, you have Azealia Banks cutting up chickens, making sacrifices. But she's not canceled. But if we say something, next thing you know, our channels are being deleted. These rappers are, talking about murders every single day, killing their ops, peeing on their ops' graves. That's why whenever I come across these videos on YouTube, I always flag them, man. These rappers. This is Galatians 5 and 19. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanliness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and all of these goes with these rituals, right? And such like of this which I tell you before, as I have also told you in the time past, that they which do these things shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Right? When you go to Revelation 21 right here, and 8, but the fearful and unbelieving and abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. Right? And it's coming. The first death was water. The second death is coming. Right? It's to burn up all the witches and warlocks that's in this society that you people hold in high esteem. Revelation 22 and 15, for without are dogs, which is what? The kingdom of heaven. Okay? And sorcerers. You witches are not going to strive, man. We're not going to tolerate no witches in our kingdom, no warlocks in our kingdom. Anyone who's practicing these things and are not practicing Yahweh Shem Shai and his laws, guess what's going to happen to you? Fire. Okay? Whatever we see fit, that's righteous. As a punishment, it's death. Right? I suffer not a wish to live. That comes with stoning, that comes with burning, that comes with whatever. And whoremongers and murderers and idolaters, and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. Right? Let me get the son of Aaron, javelin. All right, I think this is in the book of Joshua or Numbers. Okay. 25 and 7. And when Phinehas, the son of, this is Numbers 25 and 7, and when Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, saw it, he rose up among the congregation and took a javelin. What did he see? One of these niggas brought one of these Moabite women in the tent to have sex in front of everyone, man. Because they were into the Baal worship at the time, right? And he went after the man of Israel into the tent and thrust both of them through, the man of Israel and the woman through her belly. So the plague was stayed from the children of Israel. Let's get that. This is Numbers 25. Numbers 25. I'll say the NIV. Let's see what it says. Numbers 25, and I'll start at 1. While Israel was staying in Shittim, the men began to indulge in sexual immorality with Moabite women. Right? What does that mean? They were doing all manner of nasty things, man. Right? So, who invited them to the sacrifices to their gods? Right? And this goes into their orgies. Right? That's sexual immorality. The people ate the sacrificial meal and bowed them down before their gods. This was after we came out of Egypt, man. So our name was renowned, and our people still went into these practices. So Israel yoked themselves to the Baal Peor, and the Lord's anger burned against them. Right? I think the Lord put an STD amongst these niggas, man. The Lord said to Moses, take all the leaders of these people, kill them, and expose them in broad daylight before the Lord, so that the Lord's fierce anger may turn away from Israel. So Moses said to Israel's judges, each of you must put to death those of your people who have yoked themselves to Baal Peor, to the Baal Peor. Then an Israelite man brought into the camp a Midianite woman. So it was Midian and Moab that came together to bring the Israelite, the children of Israel down. Because when you go into I think Numbers 22, it talks about the Moabite kings went to the Midianite kings and they consulted. Right? That's how you see the Midianite woman here. Right? Right before the eyes of Moses and the whole assembly of Israel. This nigga had lost his mind. No respect. Right? Assembly of Israel, while they were weeping at the entrance of the tent of meeting, when Phinehas, son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, saw this, he left the assembly, took a spear in his hand, and followed the Israelite into the tent. He drove the spear into both of them, right through the Israelite man and into the woman's stomach. So in his back and into this dude's stomach, into the woman's stomach. Through the guy's back, through the woman's stomach. Then the plague against the Israelite was stopped, but those who died in the plague numbered around 24,000, man. Right? So that ritual is being played out again. But guess what's going to come? Fire is going to come. I read that in Revelation 21 and 22. So shalom.